And this episode of HTH Hockey is brought to you by our good friends over at Claroux and Son Roofing. These guys have been in the business for 20 plus years. They're fully insured and they offer free estimates as well. I like to call these guys the kings of roofing. And trust me, I don't say it for nothing. These guys are the best, top notch. And remember, if you want your roof done, you call Claroux and Son at 519-819-4309.
Go time! Woo! Woo!
Woo! And what is going on, everybody out there? All of you beauts and beauties. It's episode 133 of HTH Hockey, which is always brought to you by our good friends over at GL Heritage, the official beer of HTH Hockey. If you like Tristan's hoodie, my shirt, my hat, smash link on the post will bring you right into the merch store to collect all of your sweet HTH merch. And here, as always, inside Windsor Laser Cutting Studio, I will bring in my buddy, my line mate, Tristan, inside Barker Builds. What's up, dude? It feels like it's been a little bit since we talked.
Yeah, it's definitely been a bit since we've talked about the news in the hockey world, but I'm happy to be back, and now we've got plenty to talk about with the trade deadline approaching, and we'll get into that later, but just the amount of action that has been occurring is startling.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. Hey, you played some volleyball, didn't you, recently?
Yes, sir, I did. This past weekend on Saturday, I had the opportunity to be in a pay and play tournament, cash prize, as well as other prizes, and we were lucky enough to have a strong enough team to win the tournament.
Nice.
It was out in Leamington. It's pretty competitive, so I'm pretty proud of our team and our ability to face the adversity and
sweet. And
overcome
you said so what did you end up getting for the prizes?
So I've got there was like $100 cash prize back. So, but then your entry fee, everyone paid $40 for like the team. So you get 60 is what your net gain. Then you get a $30 gift card to Oven 360 and a pit pass to a NASCAR place in Windsor. One of the tracks, I can't think of the name of it right now, but looking forward to using that, and a dine-in, or an option between a dine-in at Colasani's or a mini golf round there. But I'm probably gonna go with the dine-in. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be fun.
That's funny, man. Dude, it's been fucking, that ice storm was gnarly, eh?
Holy smokes. Everyone listening is gonna know about it.
Yeah, obviously. But man, it seemed like we just heard trees crashing every 30 seconds. Like boom, boom, boom. Like,
oh yeah.
Like I didn't know like what was gonna happen. And we just had one ripped out probably like a year or two ago, because it was rotted and I was kind of worried about it, right? Obviously, I don't want it to fall in the house. But so there's another one that was kind of next to it, and it's near the house too. But it would be like right over my room and Zoe's room.
Oh, okay.
So like if it came down, it's like, so hearing everything crash, I just said to her, you know what? Let's just set everybody up in the basement. So we did a little family camp out. Nice. Downstairs in the basement, just in case a tree fell on the house.
Yeah.
That way, it's not going to come all the way to the basement, so
yeah.
So we put everybody down there. It was all right, but then we lost power. So then we didn't lose power until we made it all the way through the night.
Oh wow, lucky.
So we made it all the way through the night, and it probably wasn't until like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning when we lost power. And then we lost it, and it came on probably, it was just before the Red Wings game.
Okay.
Kind of perfect. So it was like right around 7.
Okay.
Yeah, they played the Rangers.
Ours went out the night before at 7.
Oh, okay.
And then we were out until the next day at 4 p.m. exactly.
Yeah.
But funny enough, not that it's funny, obviously people were put out of power, but with the transformers exploding and stuff, one transformer exploded, and I swore, I was in my car when I was driving, and it lit up the night sky, and it looked like the bat signal. It was so funny. I was just like, hey, look at that.
That's we had, I think there was a tree like down the street or something, ended up falling on some lines, and there was a fire, like legit fire. I said to
Yeah, there
Steph, I'm
was
like,
some up
I'm
our
sure
winter.
everybody on the street is calling, but I'm like, just in case, like just call like 911 and let them know that like there's a fire. And they were getting so many calls that we didn't even get through to them. They called us back. I was like, whoa. So yeah,
Mhm.
that was crazy, man. But I was just everywhere. Boom, boom, trees. So shout out to all those guys that were out working on the lines, the guys and gals, and everybody who was out working on the lines and
Mhm.
getting us power again. And
They
first
got her done.
responders too. Those guys were everywhere. So
Mhm.
I felt bad for those guys because they're walking around and they're like looking everywhere, and it's just bam, there's trees crashing all around them. So I was like, fuck.
Yeah, it was
So
pretty crazy.
I didn't like, so Ethan, today we had to go to the school for a little like meeting for him or whatever.
Okay.
So he's doing good. Either like his reading is incredible, this and that. He's like, he keeps telling us that his dad plays for the Oilers. Okay. So, but it's funny enough because when he goes to my games on Sunday, well, our teams in the league are kind of after NHL teams. So my team's the Oilers. So it looks
Okay.
like blue, and with we have blue with the orange, and so the wife just started laughing right away. She's like, "Oh yeah, this is why." Like, so Ethan always pumping my fucking tires,
Yep.
Ethan, attaboy. So what a legend. So,
You're the
but
new
yeah,
Zach
so
Cassian.
yeah, he's so funny, man. So, all right, bro, should we hop into it first, or should we go to HTH Bumps first? What do you think?
Yeah, go with talk about who's getting high praise this week from us.
Oh man, there's a lot of teams. There's 5 teams actually.
Let's hear it.
So first one, South Point Stars U15 girls team. They went to Barrie. They played there. I guess there was teams from like all over the place. Teams were traveling like hours and
Mm.
hours to go down there and play in this tournament. So they went down there, they won it.
Huh.
Won it all. So
Good for you guys.
congrats to them.
Yeah.
Another girls team as well. So 2 girls teams so far. We got the Windsor Wildcats U15. They played in the 41st annual Walter Gretzky tournament. That's in Brantford, their hometown. They went down there. They won it all too.
That's
So
awesome. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. Like girls hockey is
girls
really
hockey's
becoming big in the
booming right
area.
now, like doing awesome. And we love to see teams like this, you know what I mean? That
Yeah, it
are
grows the
going out,
game.
representing our area and stuff like that. And my buddy too, Chad Mayran, I believe, is on their bench there too. So Chad's a beauty. So shout out to Chad. Congrats everybody there. The Erie Storm Gold U18 played in the Oak Ridge Classy tournament. They ended up winning it in the gold medal game in OT. They won it in overtime.
That's the
So
best way to win it.
yeah, so their coaching staff too, my boy Adam, Mr. Grondin, Capstick, Hixie. So those guys, I played hockey and everything with all those beauties. Cappy lives down the street from my like mom and dad. So congrats to that group. The boys are a bunch of beauties too. So I'm sure they have fun.
Oh yeah.
Then we have the Essex Ravens Blue U9. They played in the Riverside tournament not too long ago. They came in second place, so a finals appearance there.
Props to them.
So awesome to see the Essex teams doing good too. Last and certainly not least, or certainly not least, Duck and Dash one already. Certainly not least, I should say, the Riverside Golden Stars Adam U11. So these beauties played in the hospice tournament, and they won it. They went on to win it. They also, I think it was a week, I don't know if it was a couple weeks after, a couple weeks prior, they played in the family's first one that was held at WFCU. They got second place in that one. So those guys in the past few weeks have a first and a second place finish, if I'm
Wow.
understanding that correctly.
How long have they been a team? Golden Stars.
Adam, well, my buddy Ryan Prale and his dad Mark, I believe, help out with that team. So I play hockey with those guys.
They're fairly new
And
though, right?
yeah,
That
like
club?
Adam,
Okay.
yeah, you're only, like I said, you're only 11 and under. But Ryan tries to go up because his son plays Jack. I believe is his name. Sorry if I got it wrong. I'm almost positive that's his name. So, but he plays. So Ryan like freaking coaches him all the way up. So, and they are always telling me stuff about that team. So they've had him from like here up. It's pretty much almost the same group. So congrats,
Wow.
man. And that's a
Yeah.
big tourney.
Oh yeah, it is.
Win that hospice tournament. So big shout out to those guys. That I'm happy to see hockey in Essex County is buzzing.
Heck yeah.
So anybody too, I'm gonna make a little thing there with the like photos and a post, and I'm gonna do all that, and I'm gonna put it on our Instagram, and I'm gonna put it on our Facebook and stuff like that. I just have to make the post, so but it will go down. We'll stay local here for a little bit when it comes to the hockey world, Tristan, our 73s. Okay, so we're
73s.
We're heating back up a little bit. So last week at home, we had a nail biter against Amherstburg. It was a tight, hard hitting game. Amherstburg tied it late. Which I was like, oh boys, we were in one here, and then we got Mr. Crickshank from the point. So
yeah, it was a power play.
Yeah,
they got a power play going into OT, which was very fortuitous, and they were able to cap it off with a clapper.
Yeah, through a screen,
the blue line.
Beauty play. I watched.
Oh yeah, Halsey was in front.
I had the perfect view. I had the perfect view. He shot it right through perfectly. It was fucking game over. It was nice to see the boys all fired up, piling off the bench too.
Because, oh yeah, they were. That was a big win. And then they went on the road and proceeded to throw up two big ones on the board. A double-digit game. I believe it is the 73's first of the season. And to cap it off, it was a team record-breaking 10th shutout on the season.
Yes.
How crazy is that? 10 shutouts on the season for the Essex 73's. No one has done that. No team has done that in Essex 73's history.
Boom. Right before your eyes.
Incredible talent on this team. Adrian McBride, Kevin McCabe, two stellar goaltenders, and it only stays just as good from there. The decor, the forwards, the coaching, the management, everything about that team from top to bottom is class and talent. And that's all you need to win championships. We're getting into the playoffs here, boys. We got one more game.
Good time to heat back up, fellas.
oh yeah. That was a big and I believe you said Connor McCracken, 2 goals, 3 assists, right?
Yeah.
Also, was it a 4-point or a 5-point game for Isaac LeGood?
It was a 5-point game. He had 1 and 4.
Right on. And Liam Hall with a hat trick and an assist.
Halsey, baby.
Let's go, Liam.
What
a legend. It's good to see him finally heating up. I know he was on a little bit of a snake bite in the center of the season there, but he's rolling. Ethan Hamlin too. He's finding his form back. Threes are getting more healthy. Fieldsy's back.
This one seemed like it was a nice all-around effort. Like there was lots of goal scorers. There was, you know what I mean? There was the assist side of it was like full, dude. So the boys are snapping it around.
It's a very much a team win, and I kind of like those no mercy wins, when
just go out there and fuck it.
When it seems like every shot goes in, and I think that's good. I know obviously you don't want to become too cocky or damage other teams like morale too much with really trouncing them, like if you know they're better than them, but sometimes you need that for confidence. And I think it did the 73's good, and I think it's the right amount of confidence they need to come in and hopefully put a beat down on Lakeshore. As much as we love the guys over there, we're ultimately Essex fans. So, but it should be a good game because it always is between those two clubs. So looking forward to that.
And I'm at work, so that's just gonna piss me off even more.
Don't worry, I'll be there recording. Everybody go out, check my
send me
page.
Highlights, bro.
Oh, for sure, I will. I will. I only fortunately last game I think I only got 1 goal, so I was like, I didn't do the highlights because it was but I did send that one player the clip of the goal. So
what did he say?
Thanks. It was what's his name?
Was it that
Dragosevic?
That was the game against Amherstburg, right?
Yeah. He
Was it the one where he
scored
snapped
like
it right up under the crossbar?
it was a tap in,
Yeah.
but he like elevated it, scooped it like right into the bar.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was a nice one. Fuck. Nice shot, but dude, trades.
where do we
Trades.
start? So we already spoken about the O'Reilly trade?
I think we have, but didn't we last week? Either way, listen, Leafs fans, I know I trolled you online, whatever, about fucking getting knocked out in the first round, but here, let me break this down when it comes to that trade, the Ryan O'Reilly. You're getting a face-off guy. You're getting you're getting a Swiss Army knife. He can go on the power play. He can be out on the penalty kill. He'll block shots. He'll get into those dirty areas. You know what I mean? He's an amazing player for that. Yes. And
he's fitting in well too.
Achari too is going to add a little bit of physicality. So in his first 3 games with the team, he had like 14 hits.
No, Noel Achari
he's a
consistently
truck.
been
Okay, so he likes to hit,
and he can score goals too.
Yes, but the Leafs lack that a bit. They lack that a little bit.
Yeah,
they're like, you know what I mean. Finish your hits. I like that physical hockey, and the reason I still feel like they need to make a move on the blue line. They need to address the fucking blue line.
We'll see. Chikrin's still looming in the air, though that looks more and more like LA every day. But I will say this: Ryan O'Reilly is like a perfect fit for that team.
Oh, yeah.
I believe. Well, he had. Correct me if I'm wrong. He had a hat trick in his second game with the team
against his former team, Buffalo.
Right. Yeah. Former team. Sorry, for a second I was like so tripping. I was like, but yeah.
No, he was tripping. He was like, oh, it was right.
Yeah, no, you're right, because I remember that was the year they traded him was the year that Buffalo was just outside the playoffs, and they completely tanked to try and get McDavid. I remember it. And then they lost the lottery and got stuck with Eichel, who no longer with them, but asset management.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I think they did great with their asset management. Look at who they got back. Alex Tuck. Guys discussing. Look at who they bought. There's good trivia. So Ryan O'Reilly, when he got traded, that's one of the best win-win trades, I think, in the past 10 years. Blues go on, win a Stanley Cup. Guess who else was a minor piece coming back in that trade, as opposed to the first-round pick?
Fire away.
Tage Thompson.
Oh, okay. Boom. Yeah.
Okay, boom. Right, what do you mean? Okay?
Look at him.
Guy's in the Hart Trophy race, for crying out loud. It's okay, bang. He's insane. Like the guy's, he's got like 76 points in 50-something games. He's gross.
I taught him that.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a 6'7" forward, and he's like, I learned everything from Ant.
Right here, kid.
The goal scoring, the finesse, everything.
He's fucking him shooting on one leg on his backhand is probably harder than my slap shot. So
his stick handling is crazy too. For how large he is.
Yeah, he didn't learn.
Man, I hope Elmer Soderblom on the wings becomes him one day, but that's a tall task.
We'll see. Give him some time.
Yeah, those big guys take time, right? Tage Thompson, this is the first year he's over a point per game, and he's like killing it.
Bro, you want to know what I'm going to do here, Tristan?
All right, what are you going to do?
I'm going to cut you free. Go nuts on these trades, because I know.
Okay, well,
I know
I'm
you
just
got
go the list here.
Just do your thing, buddy.
All right, so Nikita Zaitsev, he gets dished out of Ottawa along with a second-round pick, which is basically like, hey, if you take on this contract, we'll give you a sweetener, second-round pick and a fourth-round pick for the most elite player in the league, future considerations. Guy seems to get moved everywhere. But anyway, but I really feel that the Chicago trade is a wise move. You know, they're not good. They're tanking. And hey, if you can sneak in those picks, weaponize your cap space. Eisman did that a few years ago. Same thing here. It's textbook, you know. And Ottawa, curious they did this. They haven't made any large move since then, but I believe they could be poised to, because that's freeing up a lot of dead cap, right? Because Zaitsev, he's not good. He's bottom pair, scratched half the time. Now they got some room to work with that blue line if they want, or if they want to acquire a goal scorer. We'll see what Ottawa does. They're just outside the playoffs right now. They're in that crazy playoff race in the East, which is, it's basically right now, it's for the final 2 wild card. The top 3 in each division is set. It's just those last 2 wild cards. It's like Wings, Islanders, Panthers, Penguins, and Senators. Those 5 teams are all just trying for the 2 spots.
Could you see possibly down the road, crazy question, but could you see possibly down the road a Erik Karlsson and a Ottawa Senators reunion?
I believe it is possible. I just really think, I don't know, Erik Karlsson, it's really hard this year to be the year to trade for him. Obviously, he's playing very well, which doesn't help that trade because before it would have been easy to get him because he has such a bad salary cap, right? A lot of teams, like his cap hit is like
It's
11 million right this year. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
So it's really hard for a team to maneuver that. That's when he wasn't good. Now you have to pay for a large contract like that. Even if they retain half, it's $5.5 million. Now you're paying more for that player who's going to harm you in the future. Like that contract lasts till like 2027. Like it's pretty rough. Yeah, you might get one good year. Karlsson's playing good this year, but who's to say that's like sustainable? It's not. He's not getting younger. Like I just really think it's going to be a dumb move by a team, and I think San Jose is they're gonna like win that situation.
But they're gonna have to eat some of that contract though.
But they're not going to be good anytime soon. So that contract, by the time it expires, they're going to be starting on their upswing, probably. They got some good prospects. They just acquired some more prospects in a trade we'll talk about a little bit down the road. But moving along, do you have any further thoughts on that trade?
Oh, man, I think you hit everything just fine.
All right, sounds good. Finally, we have a 3-way trade.
Uh-oh.
These are always fun to try and pick about, but so it's between Boston, Washington, and Minnesota. So
Minnesota.
I love Minnesota. Now we're gonna go catch some muskie, but anyway, so Boston, they get the big pieces out of this. They get Dmitry Orlov, and Garnet Hathaway. Garn.
He's Uncle good. Garny.
Listen, Garn is good. He's a third line guy. Like, he's going to grind. He's like a Chari, same kind of player. Grinder.
Shit, that guy,
too. Yeah. Penalty kill. He's the kind of guy who's like, he gets a shot, like, he'll take a shot in the face and be like,
eat it for
breakfast. He's like the Terminator. But, out of this, Washington gets Craig Smith, so a little bit of cap dumping there to make the cap work. Andrei Svetlikov, German AHL player. I don't think there's any really future there. I think it's more a roster space deal. 2023 first round pick, 2024 third round pick, and they retain 50% on the Orlov contract. Now also Minnesota acts as a bit of a broker in there, and they collect a 4th or 5th round pick in this year's draft for retaining a further 25% of that Orlov cap hit.
That's what I was just gonna say, because they're gonna probably take on cash.
I really like this trade for Boston. They're already a wagon. They just got stronger on the blue line. Their bottom 6 got better. With Hathaway in there, it probably pushes out Thomas Nosek. Shout out former Red Wing, but I don't think he really fits in there. Hathaway can really play. He's mainly a winger, but he could play all 3 forward positions, which is nice for Boston to have. And it adds to their bottom 6, and their middle pairing D-man now is Dmitry Orlov, or top pair. You can play with, be like that kind of 2-way D-man to play with, like the offensive dynamo that Charlie McAvoy is. So, and Also, another thing, I will add this on right now, just to the Boston talking about how much of a wagon they are. Linus Ullmark
Yes.
scored. How crazy is that?
As if everything's fucking not going right for Boston as it is. Like, I mean, everything is aligning. What I want to ask you is, do you think they break the single season win record of the Red Wings that was what, 62 wins or something?
I don't think so.
You don't
I
think
don't
they
want
get
them
it?
to. I don't want this to
Well,
be the team
because
because
we're Wings fans, that's why. But do you think
I'll
they
say
have a
this.
legitimate shot?
I'll say this. This team is more, I really feel it's more a systems thing than a
Because
talent thing.
so
Now,
good.
don't get me wrong. Boston is very, very talented, but I also think their coach should win Coach of the Year. Like
Mhm.
this Boston team, yeah, they're always good, but they're not this good. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
they're
Like,
doing
if you
some
look at that
thumping.
roster, are you going to say, oh, yeah, that's a team that's better than the 96 Wings?
Mhm.
No. They've got a great top six, a good goalie by all respects, but all of a sudden, like Ulmark never in his career had higher than like a 915 save percentage, which is good. It's like a starter's number. He's okay.
Mhm.
He's on Buffalo, mind you, but still. Now all of a sudden he's got like a 940 and we're almost done the season. Like that's cracked. That tells you how good the coaching system and the defense, penalty kill, power play, everything for them has been clicking right.
And did you see how far he shot that puck?
Yeah, he came out pretty far too. He
No, but
came out to like the bottom of the
no, but
circle.
yeah, but still though, he shot it from his end, bottom of the circle, his end. He shot it. It landed at almost the hash marks
Oh yeah.
at the other end. I can't even fucking shoot it that far a wrist shot. You kidding me? And he just did it. Remember, speaking of guys in net doing crazy shit, who played the night for the Flames? When we were at the Wings game. Remember, we were watching a goalie take slap shots.
It was Markstrom. He didn't
Yeah,
play, but it was Markstrom.
was it? Remember that
Yeah.
shit? I'm like, look at that.
He can
Yeah,
reel it.
he could. This guy
He
was
was
literally taking a slap shot with his goalie stick.
yeah, and he was putting it hard too. Like he had a
Like
couple off
off
the
the glass,
crossbar.
yeah, like off the glass and shit. Like it was nuts. And then I just wanted, I don't know why, just random thing. I threw that in there just because
Anyway,
we were talking
along,
goalies.
moving along
Yeah,
with the
yeah. Go
trades.
ahead.
Boston makes another move. Bit of a different move. I want to say Colorado's trying to add depth here down the goaltending, but they get Keith Kincaid in exchange for semi-young player, former top round pick. I want to see was a second round pick, Shane Bowers. So Shane Bowers heads over to Boston, probably just slots right into their AHL top six in his depth for the playoffs. And same thing for goaltending. Obviously, Boston's confident with their tandem that we just mentioned of Ullmark and Swayman. And they send Kincaid over to the Avalanche, who have right now Alexander Georgiev and Pablo Francouz, both of which are kind of prone to injury. So I think it's a smart move here by Colorado.
Was Kincaid? Was he a former Red Wing?
No.
Okay. For some reason,
No. I'll check that, but no, I believe he was just a Ranger
okay.
for
I
most
just
of his
thought
career.
I thought it sounded familiar. That's why I was wondering. Dude,
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe how many trades though. Like you're not even through them all, and there's still some big ones on the board here still that we haven't even talked
there's
about.
some very big ones, which we're coming up on them. Patience, my friend, patience.
See, this is where we need Drew on with us.
So here's one that I like for the Canucks, and I don't know why more teams didn't jump on this. So the Rangers acquire William Lockwood, who's decent top 9-ish potential player. Might get there, might not. Who knows? And a 7th round pick. That's it. Going to the Rangers. In exchange for their former first round pick, Vitaly Kravtsov.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what's going through the Rangers' head, but there's a serious problem here with the New York Rangers and developing prospects. Think about how many first round picks they've had who look like Lafreniere. He's not a first overall pick quality. Sorry, Rangers fans. Capo, I have more confidence in. I think he has the tools to get there. It's just a coaching problem. Who's the other guy? The guy who threw a silver medal. They shipped him out. Leosh Anderson.
Yeah.
Like 4th overall pick.
Through.
Ganya. But it's just like, and now Kravtsov, who was like a middling pick in that round, it was like, what are you doing wrong? You have these talented players and you can't do squat with them. Like,
Coaching.
if you really look at it, the only drafted players on the Rangers team right now, Keandre Miller, who we'll speak about, Shesterkin,
Mm-hmm.
and those first round picks who are playing in their middle six. I don't know. They're good with their trades usually, but this one puts a little question mark. I really think Vancouver wins this trade. They've got a good amount of Russian prospects over there, which I kind of like. They've got Kravtsov, and now they have. In addition, they drafted what was his name a couple years ago? Oh,
Dude, you're asking me about
Vasily Podkolzin. But
you're asking me about names. Do you think I'm gonna come up with that one?
anyway, yeah. So the next trade,
yeah,
smart move here, I think, by the Jets, adding some scoring to their lineup in exchange for a second round pick going to Nashville. The Winnipeg Jets acquire Nino Niederreiter.
yeah, I seen that one.
Nino. He is good. A couple years ago when the Wings were in the division against Carolina, he torched Detroit a lot.
Yeah.
He's got a good wrist shot. He's really good in tight spaces. He reminds me a lot of Bertuzzi on Detroit. Same thing, like really tight into the net. He'll get greasy tips. He'll bang it in. He's also got a good shot and good talent when he shows flashes. But what do you think of this trade? I think it's a smart move by both teams. Nashville kind of looks like they're taking the foot off the gas pedal and putting on the brakes a bit and trying to go and do a retool or a rebuild. What do you think?
I like Nino. I love that move. Like you were saying the same thing. He's gonna go in. He gets to those gritty areas. He's grinding along the boards. He's one of those. Would you call him a heart and soul guy?
Yeah, in many ways, I'd say so.
So I like the move, dude. There was so many trades. I couldn't even. It seemed like every time I looked online, there was another freaking trade coming through. It was ridiculous, dude.
This is quite the year. The market is high.
And we're not even at the deadline.
No, we're almost there though. Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Friday at 3.
Yeah, I'll be watching that before I go to work. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
But the big fish.
Well, we're getting there. All right, listen. Hold
Tristan's
up.
Fucking Tristan's like shaking his gloves at me right now, I think. Right.
Anyway, this is the trade that boils my blood because I wanted this guy. I was banging the table for him.
Yeah.
The Dallas Stars acquire Yevgeny Dadonov from Montreal in exchange for the legendary hardest shot ever recorded, Denis Gurianov. Now, here's my problem with this trade. Everything is wrong about it, and that's how I'll leave it. Because one has a lot of potential and is utilized poorly. Yeah, he might not be the greatest defensively. The other is just old and has some playoff experience, but he hasn't been that great. Like Evgeny Dadonov, here, I'm going to read you his stats this year. 3 goals, 14 assists in 50 games played. And he is currently 33. You have a player who could double that production if you used him right in Denis Gurianov. Instead, they're like, nope, we're going to help Montreal become the greatest rebuilders in the league. Here you go. Here's a free 25-year-old with 40 goal potential. Okay, that's my opinion. I know a lot of people don't see that in Gurianov. Listen, I watch Dallas any free chance I get. The guy's talented out the wazoo, okay?
And anyhow, Marty's going to be all over him, too.
No. Oh, heck yeah. Marty St. Louis, if there's anyone who could turn him into the goal scorer he is, it's Martin St. Louis.
Yeah, for sure. 100% on that one.
Now, we can kind of get into the big trade. So, everybody, it's Timo time.
Yeah.
We finally get the Timo Meier Hart Trophy candidate last year trade. The young, I believe he's 26-year-old forward, pending RFA. he gets sent to dun, 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 the Devils. And the New Jersey Devils, I think they come away as the clear winners in this. They gave up none of their top prospects, who I would say are Luke Hughes, Alex Holt, and probably Seamus Casey. They give away a lot of defensive prospects, which is interesting. Maybe they keep Severson after this. Who knows? But I'll read the whole thing. There's a lot of roster players like moved around too, who I won't speak on that much because they're kind of like AHL. So San Jose, or I'll start with the Devils. The Devils acquire Timo Meier, Scott Harrington, Timur Ibrahimov, there we go, Santeri Hataka, Zachary Emond, and a 2024 fifth-round pick. In exchange for 50% of Meier's salary retained by the Sharks, Andreas Janssen, who's solid. He's a good roster player, former Leaf. A lot of Leafs fans will remember Janssen. Oh, yeah, he scored a couple of playoff goals. Janssen, he's a third-line guy. The Sharks might play him in their top 6. Who knows? Maybe they could turn his career around. I think he's late 20s now, 28. Fabian Zetterlund, very good young forward. I think that's probably the best piece they acquired in this, I think. Although there's a couple of guys they got funky names coming up, so
oh shit.
So Shakir Mahakmadulan. That's his name, Shakir Mahakmadulan.
Dude, I'm not laughing at his name. I'm just laughing at if it was me trying to read the fucking names of this trade. Oh,
so he's a large defenseman, really, really good potential. I think he's got clear top 4 potential, especially on the Sharks team. He could slide into the lineup and maybe as soon as next year. We'll see. Nikita Ohaktyuk. Ohitchuk. There we go. Nikita Ohitchuk. Another defenseman. A 2023 conditional first-round pick. So the condition on this is if they make it to the Devils, that is. If the Devils make it to the conference finals either this year or next year, it turns into a first. Otherwise, it becomes a second. And then there's a 2024 conditional second-round pick, which I believe also has the same conditions, which is odd. So it's like inverted. Yeah. And then a 2024 seventh. That's not that much. They didn't give away any prime pieces. I thought Alex Holtz was going to be in this. They keep Alex Holtz. It's W, man. They're in, like, the Devils are going to be good now. I understand. No playoff experience. They're going to stack up against someone who probably has a bit more experience. Maybe the Pens. Whoever gets that number 1 wildcard spot is going to have to play them. And we'll see. I just am really I'm more and more confident day by day. I still don't like the goaltending. Goaltending has limited playoff experience. But boy, does their forward core look disgusting. And I'll tell you this, Meier has a qualifying offer of $10 million. But if the Devils can get a deal done and under that time and just extend him for any amount of time, oh my gosh, they just swindled the San Jose Sharks with that.
Give him a bridge deal. Give him a bridge deal. See what happens.
Yeah, but the problem is the bridge deal, this is his last year as an RFA.
Oh, okay.
So that brings him to UFA status. So you want to get him 7 or 8 years, 8.5 to 9.5 million. He's a prime winger, top.
Anytime you add a guy like Meier to your lineup is a nice shot in the arm. Let's put it that way, right?
Gosh, it's like taking steroids in a boxing competition.
Yeah, he is the real deal. Like we're saying, he's just gonna get you goals. That's what his job.
He's a thundering power forward too. Yeah. He can hit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But
he's got a wiring, a one-timer.
He's gonna add physicality. He's gonna help him on the power play. He's gonna, you know what I mean? So he
goes directly into that top line.
Exactly. This is big. Oh, 100%.
He goes right next to Jack Hughes and right next to Jesper Bratt, and all of a sudden, oh, look at that. the third best line in the league.
Yeah,
Like,
you think those guys are gonna do some thumping or what? So those guys are.
Jack Hughes can stay healthy. I understand he's a slim guy. Like, he's pretty
Look
undersized,
at their
but
power play line if they throw out a power play line.
gosh, it's gonna have Dougie Hamilton.
Yeah,
You
for
got
sure.
Timo Meyer on his one-timer side. You've got Jack Hughes obviously taking the faceoffs, and he's the down low man. The high guy is Jesper Bratt, and then who's your right winger? He could be a shooter or a passer. Nico Hischier.
Yeah, bam,
There you go.
30.
Anyway,
Be excited, New Jersey. Be
oh yeah,
excited.
I don't know many Devils fans, but
I was hoping the Wings would somehow land a guy like that, but
we'll see what Yzerman does.
we're not too sexy right now until we're starting to get it. We're like that. It's like midnight and you're like looking around the bar. You're kind of starting to scope things out. That's kind of what we're like right now. We're not quite 2 a.m., but we're about midnight. Fair.
But
Fair.
along that same vein of how the market is right now, Tampa Bay and Nashville. Now, we've seen Tampa do this in the past, but oh boy, does this one look silly. So Tampa Bay, there was rumors always started a couple weeks back. Tanner Jeannot might be on the move. Okay, he's solid. He was in the Calder race last year. He can hit. He's a real gritty player. He leads the league in hits. Like, he led the league in the hits last year, and he's top of the league this year. Like,
Just nail gun.
yeah, exactly. But you want to talk about an overpayment. Now, we've seen this. They got Brendan Hagel. Yeah, I know he's great. They did the same thing for Blake Coleman. They won the Stanley Cup with him. But this guy has not nearly the same production. And they overpaid. Listen to this. Tampa Bay acquires Tanner Jeannot. Okay, that's it. Just Tanner Jeannot. In exchange, they send Nashville Cal Foote, 2025 top 10 protected first round pick, 2024 second round pick, 2023 third round pick, 2023 fourth round pick, 2023 fifth round pick. They fork away 5 picks in the next 3 drafts, and now for the next 3 drafts, no first round pick for Tampa. And they only have 1 second round pick.
Good. It's our time to shine.
Tampa is really like putting themselves in a hole for the future.
Yeah.
Especially when Stamkos' contract is up and they're not
ready for it.
He says
I think they're in a win now.
Oh yeah. But is this really the guy? Who knows? I'll never question them because they've done it in the past. But this one just looks silly to me. I'm sorry. But Jeannot, I think Jeannot for Cal Foote in a third makes more sense.
Yeah. I was just thinking like him and
like Cal Foote's good. Cal Foote's a good defenseman. He's son of Adam Foote.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good D-man. He's like 6'4", big kid. He can hit. Plays on the right side, right shot. D-men are hard to come by. Like
for sure.
Yeah. Like I don't know. You got anything else to say on that trade?
No, man. I think we covered her.
All right, and then I'll bring it back. I skipped over some trades because I know you were like scratching an itch to get to the Meyer trade. But,
no, man, that's just because I haven't shaved in a while, so my beard's all fucking itchy.
Well, anyway, a good trade here. I like what it is. This one I think is probably the most equal in value of the ones I mentioned today, next to the Niederreiter trade. Vegas and St. Louis made a trade. Vegas acquired Ivan Barbashev, and they sent over a young, good prospect, Zachary Dean. Played on Team Canada last year, I believe. Really good player, top 6 potential. He could play center or the wing. And Barbashev, a really thick, meaty centerman who can slot into the second or third line on Vegas. I think it's a win-win.
Yeah.
It really does seem it'll be interesting to see where St. Louis goes with this trade deadline because of the fact they're clearly sellers. They're like abandon all hope. Craig Berube, you hear what he said?
Yeah.
He said our stars, they play like they don't care. Our best players haven't been our best players. Like it's like they don't care about the team. And it's.
Do you think they're just gonna dump at the fucking deadline?
We'll see how much they dump. I'll take one Jordan Kyrou, please.
Yeah.
But
ship him right over to Detroit.
But I don't think he's locked up long term. I think he's one of their future. Same with Robert Thomas. But Who knows? Never doubt Stevie. He's
No.
lurking in the shadows, as Ant said.
Excellent. He's like Mr. Burns right now.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Mr.
you get
Burns.
that fucking Mr.
Simpson.
Burns right now. That's Stevie right now, just lurking in the weeds.
I'll never forget. There's an episode. Here's a little comedy for everyone who's listening. There's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer sneaks into Mr. Burns' office, and he's looking through his drawer because Burns took away his donuts,
Oh.
and he's like, "Ooh, a donut!" And he starts eating it, and then Mr. Burns walks in. He's like, "What? Who the hell are you?" And Homer has those little thought blurbs, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, Homer, don't panic. Just think of something smart, and you'll get out of this situation." And he goes, "My name is Mr. Burns." No. It was so funny, man.
He's been doing his fucking
I love The
Homer
Simpsons.
voice. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Anyway, yeah,
That's how you know you watch a lot of Simpsons, when you can fucking talk like Homer.
I do lots of voice impressions, but anyway, I just find that's a little comedy. I like it's lighthearted on here. All our fans understand that, but yeah, I really like Zach Dean. What do you think about the Vegas St. Louis trade there? Little prospect for player.
Uncle Barbie, Uncle Barbie going over to frickin' Vegas, or no? Yeah, oh yeah. Like you said, he's a big body, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell him, you park your ass right out front of the net and you cause chaos, and you let guys like Eichel and Kessel, and you let those guys rip it around.
Bill.
Yeah, Uncle Phil and his hot dog water.
Captain Glizzy.
Yeah, just fucking give her, man. Just like I said, get that big body out front of the net, bang home pucks, be physical. And I like the trade for Vegas.
Last one to speak on here. Avalanche bring in a guy who they're trying to run it back. A guy who won the cup with them last year. They bring in Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
He's coming. They send to Chicago. They just send an AHL player, Andreas Englund, and they get back Jack Double J, man. Like hey, they're trying to run it back.
You think he's fucking going like, oh no, though, going back there, knowing what's in store? Like, and what's going on in Chicago right now? Like, Kane's, let's face it, Kane's on the way out.
Who's going? Oh no,
Johnson
went to Colorado.
Oh yeah, sorry, to Colorado. Okay, yeah, I got that mixed up.
Yeah.
I have that on my notes too. To Colorado. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
Okay, so he's going, woohoo! It's the other way.
Oh my gosh, he got pulled from the black hole. But
dash one, Aaron, get it together.
No, that's all good. So that's it for trades. Not too many.
Yeah, just a couple.
But we'll see. Trade deadline.
We're gonna have to do a trade deadline.
Already happened.
Yeah,
the anticipation was crazy. It took forever for that Meyer trade to come out. Everyone's like, Elliot Freeman's like, Timo Meyer has been traded. And it's like 4 hours later, and we're like, for what?
The one that needs to just happen is fucking Chikrin. Just happen. Just let's get this over with here, okay?
Arizona's being real wimps about it. Like, they are convinced they're gonna get more than they should. They're like, oh, we're gonna hold off. Like, it seemed like a week and a half ago it was Chikrin to LA was for sure. It just had to be nailed down to who the players were. Now all of a sudden, Chikrin's back on the roster spot now, and it's like, we'll see. I think Arizona's really asking for an overpayment, but
what those guys were doing to him was fucking stupid. They had him, they were fucking scratching him, putting him up in the booth because there was possible to let the guy play.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They don't want the asset getting hurt and his trade value tanks.
Yeah, but it was like almost 2 weeks he wasn't in the lineup.
I know.
It's fucking dumb. It doesn't make sense. You want to keep hockey in Arizona and this and that, but then you're not playing one of your best players. And then now
their best.
Now there's been trade talks. So it seems like fucking 6 years. My beard's going fucking gray. It's been going on for so long. Just get something done here so the guy can move on with his life and play hockey instead of being involved in trade. The worst part about it is he knows he's on the way out. He just doesn't know where. You and I seem to think he's going to Los Angeles, right?
That's what the rest of the world thinks too. Yeah. It was. We'll see. They didn't want to give up Brandt Clark. I think any trade that gets done there, like I said before, it's Alex Turcotte gets put in there. Maybe another forward guy like Arthur Kaliev, and a first-round pick. I think that should get it through. But then again, Arizona's asking for 2 firsts plus a good prospect, and it's like, come on, like, guy's a good D-man, but he's not like the D-man.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Erik Karlsson this year, who you're probably gonna have to pay at least that for a dumb salary cap. Like, I think there's some really stupid trades coming up where it's gonna be a clear, like, the people's eyebrow.
Yeah, you're
But,
gonna see some guys in some different jerseys. Let's put it that way.
yeah, exactly.
I
Well,
like that though. Mix it up.
as we mentioned earlier, as I was talking about drafted players to the New York Rangers, seems one of them has a hard time keeping the fluids in his body. Talk about, Ant, what you feel about Keandre Miller taking a nice spit right on someone's face in the middle of a game.
What a fucking bonehead move. And let me tell you something right now. If somebody ever spit in my face in hockey like that, I'd punch your teeth right down your fucking throat. If someone did that to me, I don't care who you are. If you whoop my ass, I don't care. I'm going to land one and you're going to fucking know that I landed one. If you spit.
There you go.
If you spit on me, that is a fight on site without question.
Yeah. And guess what? The refs got right in there. He waited till the refs were in front of him and he goes,
without question. And to me, if I'm a fucking linesman and they're scrumming over there a little bit, I would leave that one and I would go over there and I would fucking let him get his ass kicked.
Yeah,
Something's happening over there. It's gonna happen. Somebody he's gonna answer the bell. To me, disgusting. The league, you better throw the fucking book at him. Set presence now for shit like this.
Yeah,
you're not taking this shit. To me, you should be getting. And I know everybody's gonna say, "Oh, that's too much." Anything like that, you're getting 10 games. Bye. To me, that's as bad as leaving the bench to start a fight. And I would think you should get less for leaving the bench to start a fight than you do spitting in someone's face.
Oh,
That's
it's stupidity.
Personally. And to me, you should get your face punched in. But
yeah, well, you know what? Someone will. Imagine if he did that to like Tom Wilson.
He wouldn't have the balls.
Woof.
Who did he spit on?
They were playing LA, right?
I don't know. I think so. I haven't seen the clip yet. I'm going to watch it.
1 sec.
It
was LA. It was not Dano. It was someone he got right in the face.
Oh, I
thought it was a forward.
I would.
Oh no, it was Drew Doughty. It was Drew Doughty. Yeah, that's right.
How? Especially if it being Drew Doughty, how does nobody just go in there or one punch with your glove on?
Well, right? It's startling. You're not expecting it. It's like when Marchand licked Ryan Callahan. You're just like what the heck? Did he really just do that?
Yeah, that's fucked up too, to lick somebody, but to
lick someone, that's more like a taunt.
To
spit on someone, that's like you're full on disrespecting them. Like one's weird, the other it's like you're a loser, buddy.
I would lose it would take all 3 refs to hold me back if that was me, because it's way
to be a clown, buddy. What, so you like to cut little slits in your eyebrow, shave your eyebrows, look cool. You're not cool. You spit horrible, on people. You're horrible. A loser.
That's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Disgusting. 10 games. Bye. Have a nice day. What else we got?
Well, I also heard there's a little bit of rumors that JT Miller and his massive contract could be on the move.
To where?
We don't know. But I guess he's in a few teams have called about him, which surprises me because of his lack of effort this year. And we'll see. But I find that very hard to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? He's got a massive. What is it? Isn't it 9?
Something like that. Yeah.
I think it's 8x9, something like that. Well, he's got to have that. And same thing goes for James Van Riemsdyk. His contract is possibly going to be moved with the talent of his tipping ability and his kind of greasy play. He's like a better Niederreiter, right?
Mm.
Same style of player. You know, Philly, they're out of it this year. Obviously, they're trying to get good picks and retool, and we'll see. There's a few other players on there that have voiced their disdainment. Not with Tortorella. They've liked him. But like just the team's management style. One of them being Joel Farabee, who's on a good contract. You might know him. He's a good young goal scorer. If he could be moved, that would be really sad to see, because I really, like, a few years ago, I saw Philly as being a good, like, up and coming team, and they kind of like mismanaged who they kept and who they let go, and like I think them getting rid of what's his name there? Oh, they sent him back to Columbus. The Russian guy.
Voracek?
Yeah, or no, sorry, Russian. Czech Republic. Yeah, Jakub Voracek. I just really feel like if they kept them, like kept that core, him and Giroux, I'll tell you who's good on their team. TK. Travis Konechny.
Oh,
He is
yeah.
so gross.
When I think of Philadelphia, though, I think of them as like big and physical and mean, like, you know what I mean, like that broad,
because that's what you grew up with,
kind of thing, right?
Legion of Doom.
Yeah, but to me, they need to get back to that. Be that big, tough, fast team that will grind you down. That's what they need to be.
They got a good franchise goaltender.
So
I hope they don't waste him. Carter Hart. I think Carter Hart's running into the same situation that Carey Price had. Yep, it's going to be a middling team, middle of the pack. They always squeak into the playoffs because they have a great goalie. They go far maybe a couple times in their career, Carter Hart, but he always gets stuck there.
You want to know what else is funny? Is it also seems like that every time you and I get off the air, another trade or something big happens. You ever notice that?
Yep. Well, I'm still reading, and it looks like Detroit might stand pat at the playoffs. They feel they have a good shot at making it, which they do.
If there's a guy you could see them going to make a push for the playoffs, if there's a guy that you think that they're looking for at the deadline, who do you think Stevie's going after? Are we going to address the forwards, or are we going to address the D?
I think they could go out and maybe look for like a bottom pair defenseman, improve that bottom pair, like strengthen their D-core. Just because right now they've been slotting through like Robert Hagg and Gus Lindstrom, who aren't that great, and Osterley a couple times, and those guys seem like guys who might get moved just for like a couple picks. And then you try to bring in a guy who's a right shot, who's good. Maybe like, a Nick Jensen.
Wasn't he there before?
He was, but he got better. And Washington looks like they're kind of going to be out of it, especially after sending off Orlov. Maybe like a Justin Braun or someone like that. Just someone who would improve their bottom four pair on D, or
I want him to get tough.
You want him to get tough?
Yeah, I want a tough defenseman. Keep the puck out of your net and just be a fucking prick to play against.
I could see them maybe. Well, it'd have to be like a hockey trade. They could go get Big Logan Stanley from Winnipeg, former Windsor Spitfire. But then again, they're also trying to make playoffs, so it'd have to be give something, let something go. But same kind of thing for the forward core. I would like to add somebody, but there's no one really young left that I'd look at, except maybe we need goals. And if the Devils aren't done, I don't know. See, that's the thing. If the Wings stand pat.
So do you think Bert's off? Like, he ain't going anywhere until probably
as of now, it's said that he's off the market. But then again, Eisman keeps his cards close to his chest. So I will say this. I could see Bertuzzi kind of being an exchange where, like, we're giving away Bert, but we're getting something back, and we're still gunning for the playoffs. There's a goal-scoring guy who I love, and I think with the emergence of T.H. Thompson, he's kind of lost his role in Buffalo. His name's Victor Olofsson. And I really like Olofsson's shot. And if we could get him out of Buffalo and, like, send Bert, not a 1-for-1, maybe have, like, Olofsson in, like, a third for Bertuzzi, I'd do that every day. I really, like, I know Bert's like he's a real, like, gritty guy we need in the playoffs.
I know.
But ultimately, we need goals. And Larkin can't score every game, though it might seem like it.
No shit.
I mean, like, he's a playmaker ultimately, like, same with Raymond. And we really need a goal scorer. Like the goal scorers in our system right now, they're not ready. And to be honest, I'll argue that in our system we don't have one. Vrana maybe, but Vrana's looking like one of the few guys who might get shipped out from Detroit because they've been flashing him to teams like, hey, he's still okay. Like they've been playing him intermittently just to try and trade bait. But yeah, I just really want a goal scorer. Like, well, maybe that Farabee from Philly, or I want someone who's like, like 23 to 27, who can stick with this core. If that's what Yzerman wants to go, if this is the way he's going, like stand pat, go with this core. If he's going like, hey, let's be a dynasty in 4 or 5 years, then you might go get a young guy from. Well, if they didn't give him up to get Meyer, they're not giving him up to get Bertuzzi. But I like Alex Holtz or Dallas. Dallas, Logan Stankoven, Team Canada legend, little guy. But if you watch his WHL highlights, oh boy, can he put the puck in the net?
I know. Like I said, I want a big defenseman.
Well,
that could come cheap though.
See, a large defenseman. I'm trying to think of maybe like if the Islanders see themselves
right-handed shot. Well, you keep the puck out of your net and fucking be a nail gun. That's what I want him to be.
Scott Mayfield's kind of like that. And the Islanders, but they're also gunning for the playoffs. That's the problem. I'm trying to think of a team that's kind of. Do you have any other topics you want to speak on?
No, man. I'm fucking.
Okay, I'm just trying to check through here. I want to look at the teams that are out and think of a D-man who we could get. Oh, we could get like a David Savard from Montreal. He's a big tough boy.
Wano would be real sweet. You get a guy like Wi-Fi.
They're not giving.
I know, but I'm not meaning him, but I mean a guy like that.
Yeah. Well. Oh well. Hey, if we want to improve our decor and get a good young defenseman, he's not big by all means, like by any means. He's like 5'10", but he's good and skilled. Dante Fabro, in Nashville, they're selling, and there's rumors that he could be shipped out. I really like that. Unfortunately, the guy who was would be cool would be Cal Foote from Tampa, right? But he just got moved. So, St. Louis. All right, Ant, I got a proposition. So here's the thing for our right side. Our right side's good right now for the top 4, right? So I don't know. That's the problem. This guy is getting paid like a top 4 D-man. But if St. Louis is selling, there's been rumors they're going to try and trade, and there's been trade interest in Colton Parayko.
Okay, yeah.
That's exactly what you're talking about.
Yep,
That's exactly
captain over there too, I believe.
Yep. And like after that, I think that's pretty much it. I know there's like rumors Jake McCabe's probably getting moved out of Chicago. I think that's ultimately like Toronto Maple Leafs.
I like Parayko, man. He's perfect. He's 6'6", 228, and he's a right-handed shot.
He's also getting paid a little bit much though. What's his cap hits in the $6 million, I think. But
could be worse.
Yeah, that's the thing though. We got Hronek, and he's emerged now as like the guy under Sider. We're good for our left side. I think our decor is good going forward. I think ultimately if Yzerman were to do something, it'd be as forward like a goal scorer. You know, a guy who I wouldn't mind getting. I just realized Brock Besser.
Yeah. You think we're in the market for him?
I think Yzerman's in the market for anybody.
Yeah, and if Stevie Yzerman calls you, come on.
like Yzerman's in the market for anyone. If it's the right trade, heck yeah. Does it help the team? Well, yeah. He's a goal scorer. Same thing with well, I can't say that for any other team that's out of the playoffs right now, really. But yeah, there's no one who we would really want to get because the East, it's a race. I mean, Mike Hoffman, but he's old. He's probably getting traded to a contender who is looking for a goal scorer. Anaheim. No, all their good players are young.
But I mean,
actually, we could get like a guy who can play both sides of the puck. I know he's kind of a leader in Anaheim, but I wouldn't mind getting him because he could like play with Sider until Edmondson's ready. Is Cam Fowler?
Yeah,
I'd like him. Cam Fowler's good. He's not big, but he lays body, and he's like good puck moving defenseman. We'll see. I don't know. You have anyone you'd want to target?
No, I'm like I said, I'm just more about guys on D. Like I think we should add another guy. Like you said, a right-handed shot would be nice, but I'm all about big dudes playing defense, and I'm sure and Stevie always likes to add size
We've
too.
got
So
so well here's what our decor is gonna look like in 5 years. Okay. So I hate to break it to everyone, but I don't think Philip Hronik's gonna be on the team then. I think there's a trade coming there. I think he's going to Edmonton possibly as soon as this year, but we'll see. Anyway, I really would like to wait, what was I just saying? I just drew a blank.
their top 5 decor.
Oh yeah, the top six. So it's gonna be Edmonton Cider top pair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're gonna get Wallander, who is destroying the Swedish league. William Wallander, right side, probably I think an acquired prospect or someone Eisman trades for. And then your bottom pair, probably a guy like Albert Johansson. Or no, Johansson could play the right side, even though he's a left shot. So Johansson and Wallander are our pair. And then bottom pair, you got Yamil and ex-defenseman. Whatever veteran bottom pair, big guy you want. Goaltending, we're probably going to have Sebastian Kosa as our starter. That's the hope. Probably, again, just a backup who Eisman trusts. Maybe Husso at that point, but likely Husso will be the starter for a while Kosa's the backup, like he did with Ben Bishop and Vasilevsky.
Yeah.
Who Vasilevsky put on a clinic. Oh my lord. But and then our forward core probably looks like ex goal scorer, ex centerman Raymond. Larkin might play left wing, Casper as the center, and then ex winger who's a goal scorer. I don't know. I think our top 6 still has to be filled out by a lot of good forwards. I know you feel D, but I think goal scoring and forward prospects, like I think this year we're drafting our future number 1 centerman. I really do.
Yeah,
Knowing Eisman, just because I said that, he's going to draft a big D man like you want. So
I'm going to be like, yeah.
But no, well, the forward, like the entire top 10 this year is pretty much forwards. Like, listen, if we miss the playoffs and there's a Russian guy who drops in the draft because he's not leaving the KHL, you want to talk about goals, like 60-goal seasons? Matvei Michkov. Oh, baby, if we could get Matvei Michkov, he's a winger. But if we're going for centerman, give me Leo Carlson, baby.
Or give me guys that will fill the net.
There's a lot of good, man. I'm really frustrated that this is the year that we choose to be good because we're gonna get a crappy pick and miss the playoffs, and we're gonna lose players in UFA, and we didn't get a chance to trade them. It's just like a bad year to start being good because everyone in the East is good right now, minus like Columbus, which is a shocker for me. I thought Columbus was going to be a little bit better than they are, but
sorry, Lee.
Yeah. Hey, but shout out. We talked about a prospect who I said I liked with him, Kirill Marchenko. And he's doing incredible right now. He's got like 20 goals as a rookie. He's so good. Same with Yegor Chinnikov.
You have a big enough fucking jug there or what? This guy's drinking a thing. It's like a
You know what? Shout out to my mom, all right? My parents went shopping stateside, and she found me this nice
Under Armour.
Yeah.
Wow.
$20. That's it. On sale. Giant jug, and it's got little hooks here, so when I ride my bike, I can clip it on the back. I don't ride a bike. I'm not a 45-year-old out of shape person, but
what are you trying to say?
I'm kidding. But no, you're not out of shape or 45. So anyway,
I'm just rounds of shape, right?
You're comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm teasing.
A lot to love.
You're a good guy, but well, I think that's all for today.
Yeah,
anyway,
shit. I think we covered all. My head kind of hurts. Yeah. So everybody, once again, 73s are getting ready to wrap up, make a playoff run. Tristan, go ahead. You got something?
I do want to say something. We appreciate your support. I don't know when this is going to be uploaded, but if it's uploaded before Tuesday night, which no, it's not going to be. But
close. We'll see.
Thank you to all those who attend the first annual Frank Mathis night.
Yes.
That's going to be great. And come out and support that. Watch the 73s that night. It's us versus Lakeshore. The unstoppable force versus the immovable object. We'll see.
Yeah. It's the final home game.
Too bad Essex is kind of both of them, but
that's also overager night, right? For like Cujo.
Yes, it is. Curtis Jackson, Everett Parent, Jacob Cruikshank.
There you go.
We only have 3 this year. So
yeah. Boom. So everybody get your ass out there. Until next time, and Tristan, we're signing off. We're out of here.
Peace.
I've lost my fight with time. My numbers up and up the line. I gaze at the darkness, so empty. Just looking for the light. Shout for help, but no one's there. Need a guiding hand, someone who cares. All alone in the darkness, I've realized for the first time I am scared. If I could do it all again, if I had one more chance, my friend, I would rewrite all my wrongs. I would find where I belong. I got love.